So today we have with us Miss Sanober Pardiwalla, Bollywood's most successful, multi-talented and highly skilled stunt woman. Welcome to our show, ma'am.
Thank you, Adarsh. Thank you.
So, ma'am, let's start with the interview. My
Yes.
first question for you is, tell us about your journey to becoming a Bollywood stunt woman. What about being a stunt person sparked your interest?
The journey has been a fantastic journey. No complaints about it. I mean, yes, you have your ups and downs and you have your lessons learned, fingers burnt at times. But yes, I think it's overall been a great journey and I have really loved it. It all started with an inspiration with me going roping in for an audition at the age of 12. And I realized I really loved the cameras, the angles, and the way things are shot. And because of which is where it intrigued my interests and I wanted to pursue it further.
Wonderful,
And
ma'am.
then there was no turning back.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, my next question for you is, although many people have heard the job title stunt woman, most people associate it with driving fast cars and jumping off the buildings. Could you tell us about what it really entails?
Stunting is not really about driving fast cars or jumping about buildings and stuffs. Yes, it does sound cool and it is a little bit of part of it. But when you're performing stunts as a stunt performer, there is a very thin line between being crazy and then between being stupid. A very thin definition between the two. So you can be as crazy as you want, but you can't afford to be stupid. And yes, that is a major difference been just thinking about, okay, driving fast cars is stunting. No, driving a car at a higher speed with the ability to control it, and not just control it, maneuver it and the way you want, tackle it. And let's say it doesn't happen the way you expect it to, then there is always a plan B within a fraction of a second right there with your reflexes working. That is called stunting. When you're jumping off a building or jumping off from a height, well, it is not just stunting. Jumping off from a height, even when your landing just shifts, or let's say your landing area shifts, or something when goes wrong in your landing, or your landing becomes hard, or you get a jerk on your knee, in that split moment, how do you save yourself? Yet make that moment look extremely dangerous for the camera. It should be like a oh wow factor, but at the same time, nah, you've not got hurt. You've done it professionally. So there is a huge difference in doing things professionally and just doing things in an amateur format.
Beautifully said, ma'am. So,
Thank
ma'am,
you.
my next question for you is, what were some of your struggle during initial days and how did you overcome those?
During initial days, there used to be a lot of people who would, struggles. See, honestly, I don't look struggles as struggles. I look struggles or a problem as an opportunity. My brain always, I think it's designed and probably conditioned by my grandparents and my parents to, look at every problem as an opportunity and try to use it in my stride. So, well, to be honest, yes, everyone does go through struggles, and I've gone through my share of it also. Yes, my perspective on it has made it the journey, it's made it much more easier. But yes, everyone goes through struggles and so have I. It's not been an easy road.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, my next question for you is, as a woman, the career in which you are is very risky, tough, and requires high level of physical fitness. How do you tackle
Yes.
those?
Apart from being a stunt woman, I am also an exercise physiologist, a nutritionist, and I've completed my doctorate in clinical hypnotherapy. So, coming back to your question as to how this is connected, it is very important with performing stunts. Your physical fitness is at 100% importance. You cannot pay 10% attention to your fitness. No, a full 100% attention to your physical fitness is the thumb rule. You cannot, compromise on it, because that is what defines your reflexes. That is what keeps your reflexes way sharper. And that is exactly what you need in performing high octane stunts. So, yes, that is how I keep myself fit. I also train people, but along with training people, I obviously find time for myself to work out and train myself and figure out how I can do that. I add 30 minutes a day, no matters what time it is, what time of the day it is, or what day it is. But I make it a thumb rule, 30 minutes a day, whenever.
That's a wonderful habit, ma'am.
Oh,
So,
yes.
ma'am, my next question for you is, This is a very risky job. How did your parents and loved ones supported you?
Well, my parents initially, obviously, like any other parents, were a little reluctant. They were reluctant simply for the fact that they were more concerned about my safety than the choice that I have made. And as they saw me grow with time and the precautions that I was choosing over, I mean, they could understand that I can be crazier at times, but not stupid. So once they had their benefit of doubt cleared, is where they started on the more supporting me, and they were really nice. All they needed was reassurance that I am not doing it just because it's out of a phase or an adrenaline rush that I'm looking at. I am doing this because I'm really good at doing it, and that I should pursue it as a career because of a skill that I have. They got convinced by that. It took time, but yes, they did get convinced by it. They saw the work, they saw the real physical work of it.
Wonderful, ma'am. So, ma'am, my next question for you is translating passion into a career is tough. What advice would you give to a woman trying to figure this out?
Yes, this is a very nice question. You know, for a woman to understand to convert her passion into her career, she also needs to be very logically calculating this. So, passion is something that you really love doing, and it is more on an emotional connect with you. Whereas, you know, you have to also logicalize it and see it with how you can make steps towards working on it and simultaneously have a backup. That is, have another, like, you know, at least educate yourself in two different streams so that if one in the future doesn't work, there is another one that you're already simultaneously practicing and that you can rely on at any given point in time. So for a woman, if she's only to follow what her passion is, yes, go ahead and do it, because that is exactly, forget being a man or a woman, every single person should be following their passion. But along with passion should also follow logic, and along with that should also follow, you know, a proper plan, a strategic planning of how it should be executed.
That's wonderful, ma'am. So, ma'am, my last question for you is what do
Yes.
you wake up looking forward to? What's next on your career?
What's next? Well, I wake up each day with seeing myself as my own competition, and I wake up each day as to how can I make myself better physically, emotionally, mentally, and in every manner, spiritually. That is what I really look forward to.
That's beautiful, ma'am. So, thank you, ma'am, for coming to our show and inspiring the youth for choosing their career better and choosing their passion. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Adarsh. My pleasure. My pleasure.